everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel BIM for Construction. So as we have started an architecture Revit tutorial series for the architects and civil engineer student. So today we will be discussing about how you can add plaster to your existing wall and how you can create a new wall type, how you can change the thickness of your plaster or any finish. For example, if you are having an finish in the exterior side as a plaster and finish for the same wall as an interior side, you are using gypsum board material. So how you can add those layers in the Revit itself and how you can change the thickness of those layers. So before starting, I want to discuss also one thing that we have discussed in the previous videos also, that whenever we are selecting any wall, for example this wall having multiple layers, as you can see here, that layers we have already discussed in our existing previous videos also. Here the exterior side, this one is the core wall, this is the basic structure core wall, okay, of the concrete and rebar. After that there is an insulation, thermal insulation, then air gap is there, then our exterior finish face exterior, that is basic wall of brick. If I go to interior side, from the structure core structure side, there will be a metal furring, and then final finish face interior side we are having a gypsum board. So a final finish will be inside a house or a room will be gypsum board, which is installed on the metal furring, and metal furring is installed on the our concrete blocks. After that concrete, our main concrete structure we are having again our thermal insulation, then damp proofing, then air gap is there, and then we are having a final finish face exterior basic wall that will be visible outside the house or your building construction. So this we have discussed, and right now I want to inform you regarding this feature. For example, if you are drawing this wall again by doing the CS command, you can use the CS command to create similar. For example, if you have selected here in the location line parameter that we have discussed in previous videos also, that you can change the location line. Let me turn to this wireframe. For example, if you are creating this wall and you have selected the location line as a center wall line, so where are you drawing the wall? Here you will see a projection line or a dash line will be visible there, and this dash line or the projection line, which is called as a location line, is coming in the center of the wall. Means whatever with the width of that particular wall, it will show the center of that particular wall width. For example, if the wall width is 1 feet, it will be showing this location line projection around 6 inch from any interior or exterior side of edge of this wall. Now, if we will change it to the core center line, then it will reflect the center of the core structure. It is concrete core structure. If you can see here, this is concrete core structure that we have discussed. For example, this is concrete core structure and it is showing the center line of this core structure. Let me draw again. As you can see here, the projection line dash line is showing the center of core structure. So how Revit is interesting, that where is the layer of the concrete and I have to take the center of that particular core. So how it is, how the Revit is getting those information. So if you go to this particular wall and here in edit type, edit, you can see here whenever you are adding a layer or a new layer with the new material, you will see here by default 2 core boundaries will be available there, and in between that one structure part will be there. So you can change this to any part. If you don't want it to be structure, you can change this to finish, membrane, and anything, but by default 2 core boundaries will be there, upside and the downside. So with the help of this, the Revit is understanding that whatever it is coming inside these 2 core boundaries will be considered as a core structure part of that particular wall. Now also, before starting today video, we will be discussing how you can add the different layers of finish like gypsum board, plaster. But before that, this all those parameters you should be aware about the walls in Revit. Here, as you can see, structure part will be there, then the 2 core boundaries by default will be there. So here let's understand this wall, how this wall is functioning in the Revit. For example, let me select and we will be discussing each layers again quickly. So here, as you can see, by clicking the preview, you can check the preview also from here. So the main, this one is our concrete masonry, which will be the core structure of this wall. Then if you go above side, here you will see the exterior side, means this layers are the exterior side of this particular wall. So after concrete, Next layer is membrane layer, and the thickness of that membrane layer is 0 inch, because this is the damp proofing liquid will be there, so it is not considered as any thickness for this particular wall. However, you can change the thickness from here also. So the next layer is membrane layer, that is damp proofing. After that, substrate 2 layer, we are having a rigid insulation. Insulation after the damp proofing. After that, we are having a thermal gap for the air. Then we are having a brickwork as a finish in the exterior side. So here from concrete, we are moving to the exterior side of the wall. If you check below portion, like this core boundary by default that we are having in Revit for each wall, if you move downside it is showing interior side. You are checking the interior layers of the wall. Okay, so if you move from the core boundary, this is core boundary, you are moving interior side of the building. The first layer is showing as a substrate with the material is used as a metal furring, and the final is showing finish, that is gypsum wall board. So here you will you can see that some numberings are also there, 4 2 1 2 5. These all are called as a priority numbering for the layers in Revit wall. This we will be discussing in the upcoming tutorial. For this particular video, I just want to give a quick overview how those layers are working, how Revit logic is working as per the construction standards. So this is a basic, the core boundary. Inside it will be whatever you have given structure part will be considered as a core structure part of that particular wall. Then from the above core boundary, if you are moving, all those layers will be added as an exterior side. And if any layers you are adding in the downward direction, you are adding it as an interior side. Okay, this is understood. So let's now, for example, we are having a particular basic wall generic 150 mm here. Let me show you in the 3D. You can see here we are having a 150 mm generic wall. Now if we want to add a plaster to the exterior side of this wall, and you want to add a gypsum board finish to the interior side of this wall, so how we can add? For this, you have to go to edit type. Okay, the first step you will do is duplicating the existing material, because might be it is possible that you have drawn this wall at many locations for your construction building, and you don't want to change all of those walls by updating any parameters from here. So first of all, if you don't want to change the existing parameters of any existing walls, so you have to duplicate the existing one. First step, here we will be mentioning it as a generic wall 150 mm with finishes. Okay, we will rename. Okay, now here we will go to structure part. Again you have to go edit. As you can see here, core boundary, by default 2 core boundaries will be there, as we have already discussed for each wall. In between those 2 boundaries will be the core structure part of that particular wall. Now if you want to add finishes to both exterior side and interior side, so as you can see here, interior side is mentioned here, exterior side is mentioned above side. Now in interior side we want to add a gypsum board finish. So first basic construction knowledge you should have. To add a gypsum board, we need the metal furring there, or you can also add in the directly in the basic wall if the basic wall is there. So right now we will be adding both 2 layers, one layer for the metal furring and one layer for the our gypsum board. Here you will find an option to insert. Okay, right now it is inserted in between core boundaries structure, but it is not our core boundary part. We want it to be as a finish, so we will be moving. Before moving, you have to confirm that you are clicking on the right part that is added newly. So here we can see here this structure part is added newly with the 0 inch thickness. We will be moving it down. You can click on the down, and this is our final location. From here we have to select an priority for that particular layer. We will be discussing in the upcoming video. In the next video I will be discussing it in more. For now we will choose it as an substrate means it is a substrate where the gypsum board will be hanged, or the gypsum board will be installed. From here you will be selecting that particular material. So in detail we will be discussing each of those aspects, how you can create the different material. For example, you have selected the material here. Okay, and now we have to insert another layer. The another layer will be coming after, means first the structure wall will be there, then the metal furring will be there, then gypsum board will be there. As you can see in this wall, core structure is there, metal furring is there, then the gypsum board is there. So now we have to move it down, because we are seeing this particular wall layers from the interior side. You are seeing here from interior side, first gypsum wall will come, then metal furring, then the core structure part. So here you can mention it as a finish 2. So 2 finishes are available there, finish 1 and 2. Why we have selected 1 and 2? Because we want it to be least priority in the layers. As per the layers priority, we want it to be least, because gypsum board is only the finishes. We want its priority to be least as a finish. So this one we will be clearing in the next videos. For now, we are selecting this as a finish 2. By category, we have to select that particular material, for example gypsum board. So gypsum board we have selected from here, done. So finished side, that is the interior side of this particular wall, we have created. Now outer side we want the plaster, so we have to add plaster now. Before that, we have to also mention the thickness. For example, metal flooring thickness will be around 3 inch, and the gypsum wall board finish will be around 1 inch or half inch, whatever as per your specification you can change those thickness. For now only I am adding those as a sample data. Now going above side, we have to insert another layer. Now we are moving to the exterior part. It means from this core structure we are moving to the exterior part of the wall. So in the exterior we don't need the metal furring and the gypsum board. In the exterior we simply need the plaster, and then we will put a paint like that. So here you can again choose the finish 1. Then we have to select the plaster material. So here I am selecting this plaster board for now. Okay, and here I am providing the thickness of 1 inch or half inch, whatever as per your requirement you can put. Now if I click on preview, you can see here also this is the finish wall, the exterior side, the plaster board. Then we are having a structure, core structure part. Then we are having a substrate metal furring 3 inch, let's make it 2 inch. Then we are having a final finish in the interior side, that is gypsum board. So this is how you can create a different wall types as per your requirement by adding different layers in the exterior side of the core boundary or the interior side of the core boundary in the Revit. From here you can move those layers up and down. Here it is clearly mentioned the interior side to the core boundary of the wall. Here it is clearly mentioned from the core boundary to the exterior side of that particular wall. If you click on OK, and also here you can see the preview from the section view or from the floor plan. You can select those options also here. Okay, so now we are clicking it OK, we are finalizing again. OK, and here you will be seeing a new wall we have created with the generic 150 mm with finishes. So as you can see here, now all those layers are visible. First one is the concrete, then the metal furring, then gypsum board, and in the final exterior side plaster is available there. So that's how you can create a new types of wall from the default one as per your requirement.